a dope move by
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes, like behind the O-line, soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk about all those things that life and sports are surrounded by. I am Jay Stoggs, the Buff Nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the reason why we're here, and the reason why we even have the show called what it is called. And I know that's not proper English, but hey, fault me for it.
Won't be the first time.
Big Game James. What up, guy?
Hey, man, what's going on, Jay Stoggs? How you doing
What's
tonight,
good,
brother?
man? Hey, man, you know what? I'm just glad to be here with you, my guy. To be honest with you, it's, that small break we talked about. We're starting to kind of find our stride again. It's training camp for us, but football is like real live football is about to happen very soon with this Hall of Fame game. So I'm, obviously very excited for my boys. We're starting out this year, so it's fun stuff, man. Good things.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hey, man, and before we really get kicked off, man, I want to say thank you to a lot of the people, man, that have been reaching out to the show. They've been subscribing. They've been suggesting it and recommending it to friends and family and everybody else. So,
yes, sir.
To a lot of my friends, there's a lot of y'all to name, but, hey, I'll just shoot one. Mickey Petty, man, appreciate you so much. And everybody out there in Golston, Texas, dude, and getting that thing out there. Coach Reese out there, man. I really, really, really appreciate y'all. And y'all aren't the only two, but y'all, as of late, and one of my former managers, but he's like a damn good friend now, man. Jason Young, man, thank you for all your pub love and support. And my homeboy, Dirty Girl. That's all I'm gonna say. Appreciate you, Dirty. So much love for you.
Yes, sir.
You, everybody else, but I just had to say that real quick, Jay Stoggs, man, because
that's what's up.
The Facebook page has been blowing up. The Twitter account's growing and blowing up, man.
Yeah.
More people have been reaching out to us to come on and be guests on their shows now because they've been checking out, Big Game Sports Buzz.
Yes, sir.
And, just fans. Hey, everybody at Buck Report, all y'all, man. I could spend the first 20 minutes saying thank you. I won't do that, but thank you.
Do that. Yeah, you know what? That's awesome, man. I think that's one of those cool things, and what makes the show so great is having a pro athlete as yourself, someone that has done it on the highest level, be able to reach back and just say, yo, thank you to the fans and to the people that, like
Appreciate
myself.
And I'm a reachable pro athlete, man. I'm not one of those athletes, man, that people can reach out to because I've been there. I was blessed, but at the same time, I tell everybody, the people around me made me go and made me thrive. So I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely shout out to all those folks. Shout out to everyone that has subscribed. Again, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so when we do come on. It's going to be a real live season for us. We're now in season 2 for us, season 4 overall. But look, this thing is getting there. It's getting better. There's even more that's coming. I promise you. Shout out to Star Status, one of the new groups that I joined, official fan club of Dallas Cowboys.
You
just
stuck that plug in, bro, from another whole show, dog.
I did. So, Cowboys Cutting Up on Wednesday. It's all good. But hey, make sure that you do like, subscribe. It's always wild. It's always wild.
Love,
man. Let's get to this thing, man. In the show, of course, we're gonna have 4 downs. Oh hell no! Between the Lines, which is one of our newest segments, of course, for the football season. Who you got? And this week we're gonna preview NFC North. One gotta go. The segment that I love to hate, and of course, our top 5. So while you're thinking about it,
top 5,
the top 5 tonight. I told him the big game. He was like, okay, all right, And I even said, if you give time, big game, then we may even give honorable mentions. Top 5 sports nicknames. Top 5 players' sports nicknames. So start thinking now. There's plenty of them out there.
A lot of them, dog.
A lot of them.
Yo,
We're going to kick this thing off on our 4 downs. Hey, DeShaun Watson suspension being appealed by commissioner. Ooh, what's going on with that? Brittney Griner gets 9 years of a prison sentence in Russia. NIL regulations. What's going on with Congress and the senators, right? And of course, the LIV suing PGA. Man, let's get into it. So like I said before, that first down, let's get into it. DeShaun Watson suspension came down 6 games, right?
Yep.
The NFL is now appealing the suspension, stating it's too lenient. It's not enough.
Man.
It's not enough. Of course, like I said, this was done by an outside entity, an outside committee, which the NFL has hired and said, hey, look, we want to take it out of, the commissioner's hand, out of the office's hands. We've got way too much to deal with now. We don't want to be the judge and executioner. We just, leave it to that. Well, they did that, and now they're not happy with the result. BK, what's the deal, man? What's going on with the Shield?
Hey, man, I'm almost sick of talking about this from the standpoint that all this was even created because of the Shield. So here it is. This is my whole thing, Jay. You bring in a third-party arbiter to come in to be the judge, jury, and executioner on this.
Right.
You put it in their hands to do their investigation, their interviews with DeShaun Watson.
Yes.
They talked to the victims. They collaborated. They came back with a decision.
Yeah.
You're not happy with it. Too bad. Too sad. Let it go. Let it go. Because there's too many. The NFL has messed up too many other times before, like we've already spoke on the Chop Chop on Tuesdays. Y'all please check that out.
Yes.
That now you want to try to go back here and rewrite your wrong to where, but at the same time, you didn't rewrite your wrong with so many other people. So now why is it an issue? I mean, yes, DeShaun Watson messed up. I said before he should have got an entire season.
Yes.
You said 8 games to an entire season. Y'all came back with 6. Oops, y'all fault. Who bad is it?
I mean, yeah, and it goes back to, well, what about the other players? Look, other players, other situations are different. This is something that I don't think we've really seen anything like this before, where it's, a player involved with so many individuals, women, in this situation, that, man, and yes, all he was doing was getting happy endings. And at the end of the day, however you morally want to look at it, and here's my issue with this. This is a moral thing. And it's a moral thing. It's a moral thing. When it gets past, or when it comes to, hey, who, what, blah, blah, blah. Now, if they felt some kind of way, they felt violated, absolutely, it's a legal thing. And I get you want to protect the Shield as far as the perception, but that's long been past. The Shield is the Shield. There's so many other things that have damaged it, but it's still America's. It's America's pastime now. So,
hey, guys, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Daniel Snyder damn near pimping women out of the office, sexually harassing them, touching them, all this other stuff, slap on the wrist and a fine, but he still has his team. He still owns his team.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want anybody to get it twisted and get it wrong. I'm not trying to sit up here and conduct, you know what I'm saying, and reinforce what DeShaun Watson did. That's not my stance. But at the same time, yes, the owners own the league, but if it wasn't for the players, the league would not exist. And to an extent to where there'll be the entertainment and the game on the field will be gone. So you pick and choose how you hand out fines to make it seem like you're doing certain things, and then when there's enough uproar, like Robert Kraft had the nerve to come out and say, DeShaun Watson got off too early, got off too easy. Shut your old ass up. He probably got some of the numbers from you. Who to go talk to?
It's sickening.
Just, come on, man. You can't have it both ways. Like I said, you can't sit up here and live in this glass house and throw a boomerang and not expect it to come back and shatter your glass as well. So DeShaun Watson was wrong, right?
Yeah.
You bring in the company to do the investigation.
Right.
They do it. The sentencing or whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Now it's not enough. Man, come on. Then if that's the case, Goodell, you should have just did it yourself. This is making me think, oh, hey, I got somebody on it. we're gonna get him. And also like, hey man, y'all didn't do what I told y'all to do.
Exactly. And I think it's more of NFL trying to save face. It's a lose-lose for them. It's really a lose-lose for them.
No matter what. You're right. That's a very good way to put that, Jay. They can't win for losing on this one, brother. You were right.
No. So, if it's they said, look, whatever punishment comes down, as far as DeShaun Watson's people and NFLPA, they said, look, whatever comes down, we'll accept it. We're good. We're fine. Okay. Well, NFL should have taken that same stance. Hey, you put it in their hands, cool, fine. Whatever happens, and then live with that and understand because you decided to do this because of the backlash and vitriol you were getting from others beforehand, right? Because you were just handing out punishments all willy-nilly with no consistency.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, now it seems like, hey, we're gonna try this way, and at least they'll be consistent. We don't know because this is the first time that they've been utilized, but as we move on, we'll see if they are consistent. But I have to believe they're more consistent than Roger Goodell.
I second that. I mean, I think this is the way it should be. And my thing is, if this is what you're going to do and put it in the hands of someone else, now you've got to live with their decision. You can't be mad that you didn't get the decision you wanted.
Exactly. And I think the other part too is he was not legally charged. A lot of these were settled out of court. He was not legally charged. Therefore, now you're looking at player conduct, right? And, violating player conduct, which is, that's a whole nother thing. It's so arbitrary because what one player does and another player does, as we see it on the outside, as it's regulated, they're just different things, but they can do essentially the same, but they get different punishments. So, it is what it is, man. Sour grapes for NFL. Do better. You're bad. You're bad.
It still made me mad that we even got to talk about this and these actions, man. And it's like now it comes down to it. Let's get on with the ball playing. Yeah. Figure out what you're gonna suspend him and let's go. Let Cleveland figure out what they're gonna do with or without him, dog. That's really what it comes down to right now.
Exactly. Hey, talking about moving on, let's go ahead and get that second down. If you have not heard, today the sentencing came down for Brittney Griner in her case. If you've been living under a rock for the past 166 days since she's been detained, since February, she was accused of, and actually not accused, they found cartridges that had cannabis oil in her luggage as she was entering Russia. And so at that point they said, all right, clink, clink, to the bars with you. And from that point on, she had very little contact, if any, to anyone outside of Russia. Everything was, interpreted to her, but it wasn't interpreted to her correctly or fully. And so now she pled guilty. She pled guilty to the charge, and they came back with the sentencing, which is 9 years. That's harsh. That's harsh. As my boy told, we talked about it today on the phone. It's like, look, I get it, but Russia ain't nobody you want to mess with, apparently, and they just showed that.
I mean, it made my stomach turn, Jay. And the reason is, this is all it's all a ploy, man. It's a bargaining tool for Russia to get what they want from the United States.
It's a show,
and I don't want to make it political, man, because this is my whole thing. Was Brittney Griner wrong if she had cannabis oil in her bag? I mean, it wasn't supposed to have it. Yeah, but at the same time, okay. Brittney Griner can get weed when she land where she going, right? Like, I don't feel like she had to travel. If somebody else said, oh, it was a mistake. Now, I'm going to say this. You know if you put something smokable in your bag or not. That's not a mistake. If she put it in there, she put it in there. Or was it planted in there? I don't know. But the bottom line is, everything that's going on in this world, what she's done basketball-wise, not just here in the States, even for the team she played for over in Russia.
Yes, sir.
She's still helping y'all out as well. And this is what you give her as a sentence, 9 years for something that does not hurt anyone at all. Come on, man. It makes no sense at all. I don't care
Yeah.
what country you're in. If somebody want to go get that happy tobacco and have a good time, they need
Yeah.
to let them just go on, puff, and lay down and eat some Cheetos and stuff when they
Yeah.
done, bro.
But I mean, I see some Cheetos when they
I
done.
said some Cheetos.
Toes. But I think the other part too is when you look at this, yeah, totally agree, Richard. This is a total political move, man. Um, it is a bargaining chip. They trying to get something. They trying to get people to back off, especially when it comes to this Ukraine deal. And I just
And I think it's a prisoner that we have detained
yeah,
over here that they want back as well.
yeah. And I think
So,
they want more than just one.
mm,
Um, so it's just it's interesting. It's very sad because these are people. They're not pieces.
nah,
You know what I'm saying?
okay. They didn't make that. They didn't make the
No,
swap.
they ain't make the swap.
They talked about it, but it didn't
Yeah,
happen. So
yeah.
yeah, it was talked about
And
for a while, but it never went down, man.
right, and Russia has been putting out that, well, we really don't, publicize this. We don't put this in the public view as far as swaps. We've been swapping for a while, which is true. They swap with other countries. Things happen. And again,
Hmm.
people become political pawns, right? Unfortunately for them, they nabbed a very social political pawn. So now everyone is looking at what you doing, Russia? What you doing there,
Right.
my boy? What's going on? So it's very sad. I hope all the best. I hope she comes back. I think she'll come back before the 9 years, but she
I
will spend
I
some
I,
time.
I think so too, but the United States is going. They may have to cave in, or they might just say we don't give a damn and don't cave in, and she sits in that jail cell for a couple years, man. But
Yep.
it's horrible no matter how you look at it, man.
Absolutely.
Her wife and kids are over here,
Yep.
without her, and
Yep.
it's just a bad situation all the way around. And to me, for something very very petty.
Yeah. And and the other part too is when you hear some interviews from other players, WNBA players that played on the team with Brittney and play in Russia. They're asked the question, "Are you going to go back?" And they're like, "No, I think we'll probably play in Turkey or Hungary. We'll just kind of, we'll let Russia be Russia for now." So, and Russia was one of the places where WNBA players were getting paid the most.
Right.
So
Because she was
it's
making
hurting.
over $1 million in Russia.
So, and I mean, so they're gonna be hurting their pocketbooks, the WNBA players' pocketbooks. So this is so many layers to this, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just it's political. But we at least wanted to address it, and touch on it, because that's what we do here at Big Game Sports Buzz. We're all about that. Man, let's jump in that third down. I saw this and was kind of taken aback because of the one name that was associated with it. NIL. So apparently, Senator Manchin and Senator, yes, Tommy Tuberville, the former ball coach, uh, are wanting to are proposing regulations for NIL. And I thought this was so interesting, that this is coming from Tommy Tuberville, is that he's kind of backing this, and maybe it's a good thing because he was in college sports, right, as a coach.
Hmm.
But I also think that this could be, a bad thing that can happen. There was a point in time amateurism, especially when it came to football, right? Congress and government has been involved with it for a very long time, and why the NCAA got so rich behind players not being paid, right? Back in the early 20s and 30s, right, and in the formation of the NCAA, just a little history here, right? College players were able to get paid.
Right. Okay.
And so colleges were saying, hey, we can't compete with these other colleges because they're paying their players, or they're able, and actually it wasn't even the college, it was the fact that, in pros, they were able to get paid. So they said, look, this is what we're going to do. If you are an amateur, you cannot get paid. If you're an amateur, you cannot get paid. If you're a pro, you can, but that means that you have forfeited, right, your status as an amateur. And you're no longer an amateur. So NCAA, now all that money goes to them. Well, introduced NIL. now the NCAA is scrambling around because they didn't put the cart before the horse. They put everything before the horse. The person, the driver, the luggage, all before the horse. Because now this thing is running wild. And so now you have to have Congress to step in, but I think that's a bad thing. What do you think? I've rambled on. Go for what you know.
Man, I like it. You laid the facts out there, and I think you really touched on some stuff that some people may not have known as far as how the amateurism thing came about and how it works. I'm not surprised. I'm really mad that the NCAA didn't do this when they first allowed NIL to come in to be a thing. This is what I've always said, Jay, being a former college athlete, professional athlete, always said that athletes deserve to be compensated some way, shape, or form because of all the revenue they bring in for universities, right?
Sure.
And a lot of people's arguments were always like, well, you're getting a free education. Don't talk to me about free education when my blood, sweat, and tears is bringing in millions of dollars for these big universities, right? You can pay these coaches $5 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can bring over, like Alabama, I think that their last national championship they got was over $11 million they brought into the university. They made enough money to support the entire athletic program on campus for years on end, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And the players got gift bags.
Nice.
Right? Gift bags. Now,
swag.
I'm sure they were nice swag
nice
bags.
swag. Yeah.
But the point is, the NIL thing was way overdue.
Yeah.
The problem is because of different lawsuits by the old Bannon brothers and the naming suits where now they had to take away all the NCAA games off of video consoles because
that's one part I hate.
They weren't paying players. See, that's the way you could have regulated payment.
Absolutely.
Almost how if you in the NFL, if you signed a contract to let people use your name and likeness to put you on Madden and these other video games, you got a royalty check from it.
Yeah.
It was a set amount. Sometimes some bigger players have bigger royalty fees than other people.
Sure.
That's cool. You lay it out. It was what it was. Every year training camp started, you got that check.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Now I got a check and my name on Madden. They could have done the same thing with college. The NCAA messed up by not regulating the UIL from the start.
Yeah.
So now people with the most money go get the most recruits and the most.
There you go. But I think it was NCAA just, again, being greedy. And that is my take and will always be my take because there's no way that, number one, NCAA does not get taxed. Let's start there. Okay.
Yeah.
Second of all, okay, you have coaches and programs that get money, but players do not. Though you go to a bookstore and guess whose jersey's in there?
Number 97.
Right?
James Canada.
But
number 30, DeShaun Watson.
But do they get any of those proceeds from those jerseys? No, not at all. And the only reason why number 97 is selling and not number 92, who may be just a random dude or, a 43 or a kicker, right? You don't put a kicker's jersey in there because
unless it's Sebastian Janikowski.
Okay. All right. There's one. Yeah, no, I got you. But there's a reason why those sell, right? And it's because those players are really good players. So give those players, those athletes, their due. Yeah. As in monetarily, give them their due. They get a stipend, which is not enough. That's just be real. It's not.
It's not enough.
It's not. So you want to talk about that, getting a free education, right? You get a free scholarship. It's not a free scholarship. Let's just start there.
Free about me going out there playing with a sprained ankle, broken hand, messed up elbow, and tearing ligaments in my leg. That wasn't free. Ain't so that free, man. Give me a break.
And then the other piece of it is that a 4-year full ride, or do you have to sign that every year?
Your scholarship is renewable. So if a coach doesn't want to keep you, he can let you go.
Yes, sir. And
most coaches don't, but a lot of people don't realize that
yes,
you aren't guaranteed to get those 4 years at that university.
Exactly. It is renewable. I know some players that I know that coach, but it was a 1-year renewable scholarship.
Jay, I'm laughing because my wife was a hell of a basketball player at University of Nevada. That's how we met in school.
Yeah.
And her coach A to G was no was no joke, dog. She came over and she was bringing a new regime.
Yeah.
And so that year, she took over the year before Aisha signed. Man, next year, I think Ada had like one person left on scholarship from that team. She sent them all packing and brought a whole new crew in. But she had to create a new culture. I mean, it was very necessary for what she had to do. But that's what, like you said, people don't realize that you're not guaranteed to finish out of that school if it just don't work out or if a new staff coming with a
Not at all.
And that's why the transfer portal going crazy too. And that's a whole other show by itself, bro.
Hey, we'll have to do that one. That's for sure. All right. Rounding this out in the fourth down, LIV. The LIV is suing the PGA. What the hell? First of all,
Jay, and we'll talk. And the LIV done made the show 3 weeks in a row. Dude, I said I wasn't gonna watch it, but I sure as hell been talking about it.
Everybody's been talking about it.
Hey, break this down for us, man. Let us know what's really going on with this thing, dude.
Players from the LIV tournament, which the LIV tournament is backed by the Saudis, okay, are suing the PGA Tour, filing an antitrust lawsuit in federal court. Now they're going to file it. They filed it in the same court where the NIL lawsuit went down in North California. So it's more favorable towards the plaintiff, i.e. the LIV. But what's happening, right, just a little tidbit there, Buff Nerd gives it to you.
Okay.
But here's the other piece of it, right? Billy Horschel, member of PGA Tour Player Advisory Committee, also wondered, right, how the LIV golf players could argue that they were injured after receiving lucrative signing bonuses and competing for $25 million purses, right? So the argument is this, you have LIV, they're suing PGA, saying basically the players are saying, hey, we want to play on the tour and we can't play in the Ryder and we can't get on, any of the championship and we can't play any of the majors. And PGA is like, well, you got money, so go have your money. Right. What you need us for?
I don't think that these guys can start being this greedy. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, you chose to leave, and you knew some of the ramifications were going to be you cannot participate in the PGA sanctioned events. I think the only one is the Open, because it's open to players from around the world from different countries. I think that's the only one they can come in, right?
No, so and here's the other.
Okay,
and here's the deal too. And this is what I didn't even realize this, but the 4 majors that are out there, including the Open, right? The 4 majors, those are actually different bodies that are over those events. So it's not the PGA Tour. They're not PGA Tour events. The Augusta, what is that? The what's the other one? Colonial, the Masters, right? The Masters, the Colonial, the 4 majors. They are not saying they are not PGA Tour events. They're by governing bodies, but the PGA Tour uses them, right? So it's like, hey, my players or the LIV players should be able to play in it. They should be able to play in the Open. They should be able to play on a European tour. And apparently the Asian tour is being harassed by PGA. Like, hey, if you let any LIV players play, then we won't recognize your tour anymore.
What? Ooh, that's a dirty trick, right?
It's
there.
dirty.
Down.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah. So I get where it's like, look, you're not getting damaged because you got money. You're getting guaranteed money. But it's just the fact that if I want to play anywhere and have a ranking, then I should be able to do that. I'm the best. Let me play against your best. Are you so scared?
Right.
Are you so scared?
Man, that's it's all bad altogether. Dog.
Yeah.
I don't even understand that one at all.
And I think that's what it boils down to.
Pick what you want to do, man. At the end of the day, the players made a choice. Now you're trying to bully the PGA and let them do what you want them to do. And they don't have to. They don't have to. Will it change? Now, I think the only way the PGA budgets, Jay, is if they continue to lose players to live. Or maybe it opens up, it just opens up a door for a lot of younger players that, and maybe some of those younger players of color as well.
And that's exactly what I'm thinking of, is that now you'll have an opportunity for players that, for whatever reason, could not get on the tour, couldn't pay. Here's the thing people may not understand. A lot of those players have to pay to get to the tournament, to stay there, right? The only thing that they don't pay for is basically to play. That's it. Everything else, they got to pay for their food. They got to pay for all that other stuff.
And if they don't have those big sponsors to pick that tab up, that's a lot of money, man.
Exactly. So, and if you don't make the cut, if you're not in the top 70, you don't get paid.
Hey,
period.
Big Game Entertainment's gonna offer a sponsorship. We'll buy y'all a case of golf balls.
I'll buy you a hat.
You'll have a Big Game hat.
We get you a hat.
We'll get you a shirt. I'll even put the logo on the shirt for you and a box of balls, baby. Hey, there it is. You get the rest. Till we blow up.
You know what?
That's it.
And that's why that makes us.
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
That's right, y'all. It's one of America's favorite segments. Oh, hell no. It's where we look at what's going on in the week, and it just makes us say, oh, hell no. I don't have one this week, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I'm just going to ride on your coattails, my guy. Because I really like yours.
I appreciate that, man. I'm going to put this up. My boy said, his whole hell. He said, I'll take it. Meet me at Top Golf. Yes. Hey, Richard Miller, you're gonna be the first. You're gonna be the first people we sponsor the Big Game Entertainment sponsorship.
That's
all right,
it.
hey man,
Big Game Tour.
Hey, you don't have one, so now that's gonna give me a chance to give you my two quick ones.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown got arrested. Yes, late. They said early Thursday morning. You know what that is. You know what time morning that was, early Thursday morning.
When the devil is out, ain't nothing but the devil out.
The devil and women you don't know. He was going 100 and not 100, 127 miles per hour.
Man, come on.
A 65 mile per hour zone.
Ew.
So he got pulled over for reckless speeding. And so I guess in the state of Arizona, anything 25 miles over the speed limit is reckless, and it could be a felony. So now the Arizona Cardinals already hurting in the receiver room. D-Hop is going to be suspended for 6 games. Christian Kirk left and went to Jacksonville, who's playing right now against the Raiders in the Hall of Fame game. And here it is. These charges are really going to warrant a suspension for him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm not sure because we don't know how the NFL handles suspensions no more. So I might be lying. But Hollywood Brown,
man.
I'm not trying to poke fun now at this one because that's an old hell no moment.
Yeah.
You saw what being reckless and speed and alcohol stuff does you. Look at the young man Ruggs out in Vegas. What happened? Dude, you cannot be driving that fast, man.
Can't do it, man.
Slow your butt down. Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no, for real. Yes, sir. What's the second one?
My second. Terrell T. O. Owens. First he was in the news twice this week. First time was the incident with his neighbor who turned out to be a Karen and was overreacting to an incident that happened outside their house. But that's not the oh hell no. The oh hell no is that the Cowboys had a wide receiver go down this week at camp. And Terrell Owens came out and said, hey, Jerry, I'm ready. Sign me. I can do it. Terrell Owens was almost 50 years old. And the only thing, every time I hear his name associated with the Cowboys, I see him in them black-ass glasses talking about, that's my quarterback. If you don't go sit your behind down and continue to catch passes in the fans-only league, oh, hell no. Now, T.O., I will say this. You are motivation for fitness and health for a man that's almost 50 years old. But to get out and think that you still dominating that route tree in today's game, hell no, man. Sit down with that.
Man, you know what? Just have an open session, man. Just try him out. Have an open tryout.
Why you want to do that?
See what he got. Yes.
Yeah, you know what he got, Jay? He got jokes.
I'm here for the jokes.
He got
I'm here
jokes
for the
talking about
jokes.
he ready to go play. Boy,
I'm here for the jokes.
hey,
Yo,
more on that when we get to between the lines. Your damn Dallas Cowboys.
you know what? Now that you say that. So, yeah, new segment that we have this season, Between the Lines. I'm pretty excited about it. Around the NFL. There's a lot going on, of course. Training camp is training camp, right? And as fans, we're always eager to see what's going on and who's doing well and, who's not and who's showing up and who's getting signed. So, for second time, let's just jump into this thing, man. First one on the list here that we got. Saints rookie gets kicked out of practice for fighting. And I text I text James. I was like, yo, big game. Is the NFL getting soft? Are they getting soft?
Nah, they're not getting. Hey man, so this is their first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Offensive tackle from northern Iowa. Man,
Yeah.
what's his name, man? This was so funny. But here it is, 3 days in a row, 3 incidents where he's gotten in fights. So the day that the last time he about to get another fight, they just say, "Hey man, it's time you to take it in. Just go in." We love his tenacity, we love his aggressiveness, but these are still your teammates that you got to go to war with during the season.
True.
Calm your behind down. Now, I watched the play, and I went back and watched some of his highlights from the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
And boy, let me tell you, he's that dude.
He nasty.
He's that one. He's that one that wants to get the last touch in. He's that one that if you beat him, wants to pull you and throw you down a little bit. He's that guy that's just gonna make you haul off and slap the snot out of you. He's that dude.
Okay.
So
I mean,
you
want a little bit.
Hey, if he's on your team, you love it.
If
but
he's not,
at the same time, some of the stuff he did after the whistle, it could draw a warning flag. So it's a fine line.
Gotcha.
But to come in to be tenacious like that as a rookie, I'm not totally mad at it at all.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yo, player, slow down.
Slow down. Hey, make sure that you put your comments in. We'd love to see them, read them, and definitely speak on them. If you got any questions, comments, make sure that you put them in there. And again, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell. Because we always want you to know when we're doing what we're doing. Next one up, DK Metcalf gets paid but still needs a QB. You still gotta get the bag though, man. He ain't got no QB.
No. I mean, I'm not mad. Well, he got a 3-year extension, $75 million.
Yes.
And was it 50 of it again, 48 or 50 of it guaranteed?
Crazy numbers.
So
crazy numbers.
Let me tell you something, Jay. I'm never mad at the players getting their bag of their money. I'm happy for DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
But shit, I mean, I know he fast. He ran down Buda Baker
when
he needed to. But shit,
highlight reel.
Is he gonna throw the go ball to himself too? I mean, is Drew Lock gonna really step up, be the guy? They're gonna try to get Jimmy G late. Man. What are they gonna do? Now you solidify. Your weapon is locked up. Who's gonna get him the ball? And they're still gonna do a lot of running. I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where I'm happy he got it.
Yeah.
But who gonna get in the run?
Man, they may just have to run a wildcat in Seattle. They may just have to do it.
Nah, he ain't that kind of fast. I mean,
I don't know.
The boy got some. He's a freak of an athlete. Yes, he is, and he's one of my favorite players. And with Russell, throwing in the ball, he was a fantasy wide receiver of mine.
Oh yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, we're gonna let y'all know. We're gonna invite all of our fans to be a part of our daily fantasy football league that we're gonna have this year.
Oh yeah.
The daily fantasy.
Okay, go for it.
Different live contests.
I'm down.
Not the traditional, but we still got the traditional, but we'll let y'all know a little bit more about that and post it on our social media outlets. And if y'all want to join that, man, I usually run it through DraftKings. But anyway,
there you go.
Sorry, I started talking about fantasy. I got sidetracked real quick.
You did.
I like losing money sometimes.
Well, moving on, because you're Vegas. Let me move on. Deebo gets his contract. He also gets the bag. but can they win the NFC West? You got Trey Lance now. Garoppolo is on the trading block officially. Is San Fran are they going to be able to go ahead and knock this thing on out?
Man, and like I said, San Fran is a team that just makes me scratch my head a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised that they beat your boys in the playoffs last year when they did, Jay.
Yes.
But they did, and then they go into Green Bay, and then they wallop the Packers.
Man.
And you're like, what's going on? Then they get to the NFC Championship game, and they gave the Rams a pretty good fight for
They give them a good game
before they lost.
Yeah.
So it's something there about that team.
Yeah.
They're loaded on defense, man. I'm a fan of their defense, and how they play.
Yeah.
How Deebo is going to be utilized. You know, they're still going to put the ball in his hands. He's the best player on their offense, so he will run it as well as catch it. They're not going to just pass it. They will hand it off to him as well. It's going to be very interesting, though, to see how that looks and how that goes. I can't count the Rams out because I did that last year and they went and won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
I want to say that the 49ers could threaten them. I think the quarterback play is going to be key. Deebo's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
And his money is well deserved. Glad he got it. Now he can focus on, doing his thing, can't participate. But it's interesting to see, man.
It definitely is. See here. I feel like for sake of time, we may we'll skip over one. We'll get to one of these. I got to talk about my boys. They signed linebacker. They signed linebacker Anthony Barr after losing a wide receiver.
Hey man, am I tripping on that, Jay? Like, was I the only one thinking like, you got to get
not at all
someone because another person that you're counting on, and Michael Gallup is still out. Who do you bring in? And there are some veterans available.
There sure are.
That could probably come. Now, a lot of people said Odell Beckham Jr., but he's not going to be ready to go for like another month or two.
Yes.
So I don't know, but like Emmanuel Sanders is out there, right?
Yeah. Emmanuel's out there.
Will Fuller.
Will Fuller is still out there.
Is still out there.
Yeah, and he's relatively young.
Cole Beasley, who was once with the Cowboys. I mean, maybe that hurts you for me to say it, but I'm just saying, if he's there to hold you over until you get people back. So what's going on in y'all linebacker room where y'all had to go get a linebacker, man?
So I mean, it's really just for depth, and this is kind of what we talked about on Cowboys Cutting Up. It's for depth. Van Der Esch is the new Sean Lee 2.0. So you don't know if he's going to actually be there or not. He's only on a 1-year contract. So with Barr, you get some depth there, and hey, you get some insurance. He's a solid backer. He's and he he's familiar with the linebacker coach that's here from Minnesota. So there's some camaraderie. It makes sense, but the timing is just bad. I don't know if there's any good timing, but your receiver room is lacking NFL experience. Only CeeDee Lamb has NFL experience. So we need to go ahead and make but there's also $24 million under the cap that the Cowboys still have. So
what are they holding on to this money for, bro? That's what I don't understand. Like, are they about to make some secret move we just don't know, and they need this money for some? Like, what is going on? They made moves to get under. Free agency is coming, going, and
I'm thinking they're going to keep it for Pollard for next year. They'll let they'll let Zeke go, keep Pollard. They'll look for their next running back.
Is he on a restricted free agent contract right now, Pollard?
He is.
Okay.
He is.
I can see something like that going down.
Yeah.
And they could extend him during the season if he plays well enough and Zeke not doing what he needs to do when they got that money in the bank.
Yeah, and I think they may do that to go ahead and just put him on, just extend him all the way out, and they'll cut him.
Y'all got slower on the outside. I mean, you got Lamb.
Yes.
He's a beast, but losing Amari Cooper, not having Gallup.
Yes.
And what's my man who went to Miami to the Dolphins that we talked a lot about, and I laughed because I gave him so much help.
Oh, Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. I was going to call him Williams, but Wilson went to the Dolphins. Another, good speed guy. Y'all don't have anything on the outside to threaten anybody right now. You need to go get something.
We do.
But I mean, Jerry's been praising your young guys, but Jerry is 89 years old.
That's true. And I told you, deal with the devil. So deal with the devil.
Oh,
Hey,
shoot.
but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try and figure out this whole deal. And when we say try to figure it out, so again, in our who you got, we're focusing on around the league in the NFL, and this week we're focusing on the NFC North.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so the great part about this is that it should be pretty simple. This should be pretty easy.
I pose a question for you this week, and I think I'm going to intrigue you by this question, and I really want to hear your take on it. So, when you say it should be pretty easy,
should be.
Are you saying that you have the Green Bay Packers as the favorite?
Yep.
Do you think this is the year that Minnesota could make a push and threaten them?
No.
I think Dalvin Cook should be back and healthy this year.
You know what? I'll restate that. Yes, but you still have that dude.
I know where you're going, man.
You still have the guy.
Oh, shoot.
Kirk Kane, as your boy would say,
shout out to Fred Smoot.
Fred Smoot. Yo, shout out Fred. Hey, come on the show when we're playing the commies, because I want to hear your take on your squad. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I can trust them. It seems like there's always something. And for years, it was their kicking game. For the past couple of years, it was their kicking game was just failing them. And then Kirk showed up and it failed them even more. So, no, I think it's still Green Bay's to lose. Minnesota is coming up in the pack. And when it comes to Detroit, they'll be third and then Chicago last. They just haven't made the moves that they need to help their young quarterback. In my opinion, and the defense is their best part, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. The only good thing coming out of that division is the Chicago Bears helmets.
The orange ones?
Yeah, the alternate.
The alternate?
That's the only good thing.
I like Justin Fields a lot, Jay.
Yeah.
The Bears did nothing to help him out, and that irks me a lot because we talked the other day, and I said I don't like to sit up here and come out and try to make everything a black and white thing.
Sure.
When it comes down to quarterbacks and athletes in the NFL and the game, but here it is. And so I won't say it. You have a young quarterback just in general. Yes. I don't care if he was Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence was in Chicago in this draft they had this year, I would still be just as mad, right? So it's not the fact that it's Justin Fields. It's just the fact that the Chicago Bears did nothing to really address offensive line needs to protect their most important asset.
Right.
Right. So Chicago isn't going to finish last. I think Chicago's the last place team. I think Detroit passes them this year. We'll see if Detroit comes out and plays for Dan Campbell. And he talking about biting knees and ankles. And if they don't benefit, they don't step up and play this year, he's gonna end up being on another oh hell no segment, I know, before the year's up, and they're gonna run his ass out of town.
Hey, that's it, man.
Aaron Rodgers' weapon, God, I hate my brain just does that when I want to speak a point sometimes. The one receiver that's up there says he wants to be the best receiver in the league this year.
Where, in Detroit?
No, in Green Bay. Green Bay.
Yeah. The Yankees.
Starts with an L, right? I'm gonna look it up. But the point is, he doesn't have a lot to work. Adams leaves, and now all of a sudden you're like, dude, they don't have to rely on their running game.
Yeah.
And who is Aaron Rodgers going to throw the ball to? Although it's not him, he has the ability, but all their receivers are going to work out. We don't know that. I think that Minnesota has the defense in place, and if Cook is healthy enough to run the ball and take a little pressure off of Kirk cocaine, that Minnesota could actually. So I want to go out on a bold limb here, man. And if I'm wrong, whatever. You laugh at me later. I'm gonna say Minnesota's going to win the North. Green Bay second, Detroit third, Bears fourth.
I can live with that. I mean, we swap places with Detroit. I mean, with Minnesota and Green Bay, and I think that's fair. I think it's kind of a toss up to see when Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to count him out as douchey as he is. I don't want to count him out, but such a douche, man.
He said, "Hey, no, you kill me with that."
Such a
They
douche.
had Sammy Watkins. What's this boy's name, man? I can't find it.
Such a douche, man. Such a douche. Oh gosh, you really trying to look that up?
Alan Lazard. That's the last name. Lazard.
Okay.
What was I saying? He said he's gonna be the dude this year, man.
Hit us up in the chat. What do you think about this guy, Adrian? What's his name?
Man, come on, you heard of Alan Lazard before. It's not brand new. To go along with Sammy Watson, that man. It's all good, player.
It's all good, man. Yeah. And on that note, let's go to one of the games that people always love to hate. Yeah. Do you have that in here? I don't think you have it in here.
It is in there.
Oh,
in
I
there,
see it.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's not it. Here it is. I was hoping if it wasn't in there, we didn't have to do it, but we do. Here's a segment that, is just memes of decisions that you shouldn't have to make. You shouldn't have to because they're stupid and they're wrong and it just makes no sense because you would want all of them or you don't want any of them. So take it away, big game.
So it's football season, man. And in the spirit of showing all my love for football and the guys that get after the quarterback, I did a one gotta go defensive end edition. And these guys were some of the top pass rushers in the NFL to last season, right? So we got Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and that's Nick Bosa. That's not Joey.
Yeah.
Please forgive me.
He's the good one.
Bosa brothers. They're both good.
Yeah, but Joey's better.
Dallas would take Nick Bosa.
Yeah, we'll take anybody.
In a heartbeat.
We'll take any of these guys.
All right. Let me leave y'all alone.
Please.
All right, so Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa. Who you getting rid of, Jay?
This is hard. This is tough. But I actually would get rid of. Jeez. It's tough. I'm probably gonna say Bob Bosa.
Whoa.
And it's tough. And the only reason why I'm getting rid of Bosa and not Garrett is because Bosa tends to get hurt a lot. Not for long stints, but hurt enough. Garrett just hits people with helmets, and I'm okay with that.
Wow.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
All right, man. I couldn't help but that loud, ridiculous outburst of laugh right there, dude. I'm so sorry that came out like that, fellas.
It's true.
Here we go. Let's see.
It's true.
That was a good pick and good reasoning.
That's the only reason.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Jay. I was hard on Myles Garrett when he first got in the league.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cleveland messed up in the last 2 years to watch what he did, what he does on the edge, and help out that defense.
He's amazing.
I was way wrong. I think I insulted TJ Watt a couple times as well.
You did.
But it's okay. I'm gonna give him his due now.
There you go.
Aaron Donald. Yeah, no one's getting rid of Aaron Donald.
No.
Wow. Honestly,
that only leaves one.
All right, because Watt, you had 20 sacks last year. I'm gonna jump on the Bosa bandwagon and go with you, man. He's been banged up a little bit last couple of years.
Get that Sean Merriman.
It's that's weird. Tila Tequila, Sean Merriman, Lord Jesus. I don't even know how that was like Mission Impossible, dog.
Boy,
anyway,
yes,
yeah, Bosa, you got to go.
And there it is. And there it is. Well, folks, it's that time. It is that time. I hope your lists are ready.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
That's right. It is that time of evening. Some people have a top 100, some have a top 50, some have a top 25, some even have a top 10, and they just punk out. But here on Big Game Sports Buzz, we don't do that. Top 5. Who's in, who's out. Don't be no punk. So for tonight, again, it is going to be top 5 athletes' nicknames. This is a tough list, folks, because you have your favorites growing up. You know who you said, oh, so-and-so and such, and you never really called them by their name or they had some moniker with their name. This is it. So come with it in the chat. Hit us up in the comments. Who are your top 5 athletes' nicknames? Let's get it together. I'm so excited. Big Game, are you ready for yours?
Oh yeah, man. Big Game is ready.
Okay. I don't know if you have time for your honorable mention, but we're gonna give you at least.
I won't mention these honorable mentions until after you go. Okay. Y'all, hey, I cheat, y'all. That's what J Stock said.
Habitual line stepper.
Hey, top 5 nicknames, athletes.
Yes, athletes.
This oh my God. Okay. Now, number, and I'm gonna put them in the order this time.
Okay.
Don't pay attention. It is what it is. Number 5, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Just you call the dude a transformer.
There you go.
This Megatron.
There you go.
If you said the name Megatron, everybody knows what you're talking about. It's amazing. Yes. All right. Number 4, I think I'm gonna surprise you with this one, Jay. Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Okay.
Quentin Rampage Jackson.
That's
just the meaning of Rampage alone, just to put that in the name. He ended up getting knocked out some later on late in his UFC career. But the name Rampage is just,
that's good.
And he looked like a rampage. Like if you ever saw this fool, he looked like a fool with no neck. He looks like a rampage.
Absolutely.
Number 3, Magic Irvin Johnson.
That's pretty good.
The man's name is Magic. Nobody calls him Irvin.
No one. His mom
changed the game, and his name has become his nickname. Magic Johnson. And y'all might say, why he not your number 1, Big Game? God damn it, he not. He just number 3. Irvin Magic Johnson.
Irvin Magic
number
Johnson.
Number 2.
Yeah.
I just like this. Hey, you might think I'm crazy.
I always think you're crazy.
The Answer. Allen Iverson.
It's good. That's good.
Answer. Like, I'm the answer. Like, that's it. The Answer.
That's good.
That's a cold nickname to me. Number 1, this man is probably going to be on his headstone when he get laid to rest. Deion Primetime Sanders. Prime time. Get ready for prime time. Boy, let me tell you. He is now, he might not be prime time, but now he's Coach Prime. So to still live up to that moniker and be called by that name, dog, that's
beautiful.
That's my top 5, man. And I really hope I can give you one of these other ones I got down here written down.
Okay. All right. Look, very solid list. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't do mine in any order, and I know everybody's waiting to get to the game. So let's just go ahead and let's jump into this thing. And I'm gonna start mine off with. I used to just love watching him fight just because. His name is Butterbean. And say what you want to, but that's an awesome nickname. Butterbean. It was one name, Butterbean.
And he looked like a Butterbean.
It looked like a Butterbean.
I'm not mad at your pick on that one at all.
Butterbean.
Jay. I'm not mad
Butterbean. That's my guy. That's where I start at Butterbean. And for me, again, a lot of this is just kind of nostalgia kind of stuff, that I'm like, okay, yeah, I love that name. Another one, of course, for me, again, was, just Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike. That's Iron Mike. I know that's on some people's list, top 5 for me, because I love Iron Mike. That dude right there had it. Some people, if you're like into boxing, you're into boxing. But Manos de Piedra, if you don't know Spanish, that means hands of stone. It was Roberto Duran. That was his nickname. When he come out, Roberto Hands of Stone Duran. That is it. That right there. Manos de Piedra. Yes, sir. Hands of Stone. That's a great nickname, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that. That's oh my gosh. That's so awesome, dude. Let me see. This one, he's an icon, man. All 3 teeth that he has. The refrigerator. The refrigerator Perry. Dude.
Oh,
Refrigerator Perry.
Hey man, that's one of the ones that I had in my process of elimination name. I love it. I love it, dog. I love it.
All 3 teeth. He was so amazing. He was so amazing.
Do you remember that celebrity boxing match between he and Manute Bol?
Oh my gosh. That's
It
greatness.
looked like a knife fight a plate.
It was so bad. So bad.
Oh shoot.
And then of course, I really love watching him play. And I was a Cowboys fan, of course, but whenever I saw the Chiefs, Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. That guy right there, that's such a great nickname.
That was my honorable mention, Jay. Since you stated, I'm just gonna tell you. That was my honorable mention. That was my honorable mention right there. The Nigerian Nightmare.
Yeah. I love it. I
was calling everybody black in high school the Nigerian Nightmare. I'm lying. I called my man Dan Womack. Dan played football with us. We called him Nigerian Nightmare. Dan wasn't even Nigerian. He might have been from Oakland, but he looked the part. Big Dan Womack, what up, baby? It's your boy Big Game, Nigerian Nightmare. Yes, sir.
Yo,
kids are so stupid.
They're so mean. Yo, thank you again for joining us. We so appreciate it. I'm gonna give you a couple honorable mentions, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and hit us with the outro. Once you're done. So I'm done. I'm Jay Stocks. Make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell. Check us out on Big Game Entertainment, and of course, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, wherever you catch your podcast. That's where you can listen to us. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We're everywhere. Okay? We're everywhere. All in places. Big Game. Take us out, man.
Hey, man, I want to personally thank y'all for tuning in to Big Game Sports Buzz. Hey, remember, if you're catching the show and you're not catching the live, watching to the end, we appreciate y'all. Hit that like, hit that bell, hit that subscribe so you know every time we drop and bring you brand new content. And if you want to help see us grow, where we can do some more stuff in person and other things, hey, buy us a coffee. Donate to the show, man. Make sure y'all kick in. And it's all in the description of how you can do that. We appreciate you. For the Buck Nerd, I'm your boy Big Game. Until next time, peace.